Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. This video is in two parts, and when you see the second part, I actually filmed that before, and you'll see I was quite depressed. It's just the thought of that pair of twats marching around all over Jordan. I have seen that the Jordanian royal family, they're not meeting them, you know, thank goodness, but it still doesn't take away, well, you'll see my opinions on the second half. But I thought you guys deserve some good news, and I see it as good news, excellent news actually. It pretty much is the death knell of Harry's claim against the Daily Mail. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because I was really, well, you'll see how depressed and pissed off I am in the second half of this video. This just came out. Prince Harry trial judge says key witness can give evidence via video link. Now, what they're talking about is Gavin Burrows, this the private detective who says he never signed a statement and it's not his signature. Now, what I will do, I'm not going to bore you by reading the whole article out, but I will, and he said he's never done any work for the Daily Mail. The issue, right, so apparently there's been a lot of legal arguments going on about this between Sherborne and Associated Newspapers' defence and the judge. The issue has led to lengthy legal arguments, and on Thursday, Judge Matthew Nicklin overruled concerns from David Sherborne, the lawyer for Harry and other claimants, to say that Burrows could give his evidence via video link, as he was a central plank to the allegations. Of course, Burrows doesn't want to turn up in court because he says he's been threatened by people on Harry's team. Quote, this is the judge. During the trial, which is now, I believe, in its 29th day, the claimants have relied upon Mr. Burrows' evidence to put very serious allegations of wrongdoing to several of the defendant's witnesses. Continuing with the quote, Mr. Burrows, the judge says, evidence is a major component of the claimant's case. Without it, a substantial number of the allegations of unlawful information gathering made against the defendant and its journalists could not be sustained. So basically, Nicklin is saying, if you don't have Burrows come forth and say, yes, he did give that statement and yes, he did sign that, which is not what he's saying, the judge is saying, well, you fucking lost, haven't you? You've lost. That might explain why Harry looks so glum out in the Middle East while his stupid wife is prancing around. Either that or he's been forced to share space with her. So what do you make of that? Here come the massive legal bills, Harry. That's kind of written in stone, isn't it? The judge says, I want to hear what this guy has got to say. And I don't blame him. If I was the judge, if you were the judge, you'd want to hear what this guy has to say. I mean, he's quite right. And this guy's been saying this for years. He said this years and years ago. So that has cheered me right up. Bad luck, Windsor. Bad luck. So I wonder, well, I'll let you guys judge for yourselves watching the second half of the video. I know a lot of you feel fed up about the fact that Harry is out there with Meghan. Meghan, of all people, representing I mean, who the hell is she? She's a nobody. She's an absolute nobody. And she has no business being out there making it look like she's representing the Commonwealth or British subjects. I mean, don't even get me started. Well, I am going to get started on it. I'm going to cover that in the second half anyway. As soon as I got the good news that Gavin Burrows is going to give evidence via video link, good for him. And hopefully this will put the record straight. I can't believe they've relied on this guy's evidence for years when, I mean, it was published years ago. It was public knowledge years ago, despite the fact mainstream media are trying to make out this is like a new turn of events. It's always been that. They thought that the Mail would settle out of court, didn't they? They didn't think they'd ever have to come to trial. Was an expensive mistake. Time for part 2. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Firstly, thank you all of you who commented on my car video last night. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I still can't get over the fact of how cheap it was. I suppose it's insurance, isn't it? That the insurance for cars like that tend to be very, very high for people who are younger, maybe. I don't know. But thank you. And I've loved reading all of your stories about your vintage cars. So we're not going to do anything with the car just yet because somebody's borrowed it today to go to work. What I am going to cover is that the Prince and Princess of Wales are hiring new staff. And they want somebody who can work with tact and discretion. And I found this quite amusing that this had come out, especially after seeing that pair of twats in Jordan yesterday. I have seen a lot of your comments, and what I will say is this. Why are they still on the website? Because anybody defending the king, who is still not my king, by the way, why are they on the website? I haven't been through all of the comments yet because there are a lot, but why are they there on the working members of the royal family? They're actually, right there. Andrew's not there anymore. So why are they there? They're greeted by His Majesty's ambassador. And to me, I know people are calling it a faux royal tour, but to me, that looks like a royal tour. It really does. And oddly enough, I don't seem to be alone in not being happy about this. Harry himself looks like, I don't know, he looks like he's facing a firing squad, doesn't he? So, this article did interest me. That the Prince and Princess of Wales are looking for another member of staff for their team. Prince William and Princess, they call her Kate, but Catherine, are on the hunt for a person with tact and discretion to join their team based at Kensington Palace. The Prince and Princess of Wales want to hire a digital content creator to deliver storytelling across their social media channels and website. Yes, the word website is there. There's actually a whole job description. So if any of you guys out there want to apply, go for it. And you know what I'm going to ask you. If you get the job, you know exactly what I'm going to ask. Don't you? In the advert shared on the Royal Vacancies website, the permanent full-time role involves ideating and delivering creative integrated digital storytelling which showcases the work of their Royal Highnesses, the Prince and Princess of Wales, to digital audiences. This will almost certainly include working across their Instagram account of more than 17.2 million followers. The position, which is listed as being 37.5 hours per week from Monday to Friday, will see the right candidate capturing videography on royal engagements and around other peak moments and events. There may be occasional out-of-hours working, according to the listing. Perhaps hinting at the discretion Prince William, 43, and Princess Catherine, 44, are headed in, the role will have a particular focus on how to appeal to younger audiences through the use of organic content. There may be a requirement to work with other royal households too, like that of King Charles and Queen Camilla. Like deleting Harry and Meghan off the fucking website. Sorry to, for the language and stuff, but I mean, how long have they been? They've been there years, and on that website, and yet they don't work. They don't work for the royal family. What kind of a message does that send to anybody? It's indefensible. Why don't they have me there? I don't fucking work for the royal family either. Why don't they have my cat there? Essential skills include experience in content creation, and social media channel management, as well as the ability to capture high quality videography and photography. Notably, the advert lists qualities such as being calm and diplomatic, and the ability to exercise tact and discretion and maintain confidentiality at all times as being of high importance. What, you mean like not giving up interviews on Oprah and writing books? Yeah, exactly. Team changes. The expansion of the couples team comes at a challenging time for the royal family. Last week, the Prince's uncle, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office in connection with Epstein files. And there remains an ongoing police investigation. Now, this brings me to something else. As we all know, he's been arrested on misconduct in public office. Now, I've covered this before, but I'm going to cover it again because a lot of royal commentators just don't seem to be picking up on the fact that they call it MIPO for short. That's the acronym on the actual government's website. MIPO charges include sexual conduct. And no one knows the details of exactly what the allegations under MIPO are against Andrew. They're saying, you know, the public line is that it's all to do with him leaking state secrets, but it largely covers sexual conduct. So, quite conveniently, it leads to another character who was once prosecuted under MIPO, and I'm going to cover that now. Right, open link. This is a wiki page about Peter Ball. Peter Ball, born 14th February 1932, died 21st of June 2019, was a bishop in the Church of England and convicted sex offender. In 1960, he and his twin brother Michael Ball established a monastic community and the Community of Glorious Ascension, through which Ball came into contact with many boys and young men. Now, I go down to the different sections. His retirement, for example. After his resignation, because he was kind of forced to resign, Ball was given accommodation at Manor Lodge, Aller, Somerset, on the Duchy of Cornwall estate of Charles, then Charles, Prince of Wales. His trial. In 2007, Peter Halliday, a choir master in Guildford in Surrey, who had told the church that he had abused children in the 1990s, but was allowed to continue working with children, was convicted of 3 counts of sexual abuse of children, and police were concerned that there had been many more cases. Well, there were loads and loads of people who came forward as victims of Peter Ball and others. So if I go to Peter's conviction, he was convicted under MIPO. Here we go. So fast forward 27th March 2014, Jaswant Narwal, the Chief Crown Prosecutor for the Crown Prosecution Service South East, announced that based on a review of evidence gathering by Sussex Police, they would seek to prosecute Ball on 3 charges relating to the time when he served as a bishop. Number 1, misconduct in public office between 1977 and 1992. Number 2, indecent assault on a boy aged 12 or 13 in 1978. Number 3, indecent assault on a man aged 19 or 20 between 1980 and 1982. On 8th of September 2015, Ball pleaded guilty to 2 counts of indecent assault and 1 of misconduct in public office. So, I mean, MIPO does cover sexual allegations. I knew that Peter Ball had been convicted, but I never really looked before at the specifics or which particular act. There you go. So what the police are investigating Andrew for could well be to do with sexual conduct. We'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I see it as very unwise of the palace not to distance themselves. Now, one of you guys did send me an email, thank you very, very much, where Harry and Meghan themselves have said they're not representing the royal family. Well, that, to me, that's just put the kibosh on it. Why do they feel the need to say that when they're conducting this royal tour? No. As long as they're on that website and they're being greeted by ambassadors. I mean, someone made the point Angelina Jolie has been greeted by His Majesty's ambassadors. I don't see her on the royal website. I'm sorry, no. No, and no. That pair of twats need to come off the royal website. Today, yesterday, 5 years ago. It's just not good enough to say, oh, we don't know. One of you guys also said, you'd believe it when you have evidence, when you see it with your own eyes. And I provided a link to the royal website. There you go. Working royals. Doesn't matter if their individual page says they step back. Everybody knows that. Then why are they there? Why are they going to the Middle East? Why are they being greeted by ambassadors? There has to be clarity. Don't you think? There just has to be, for me. So until they're off the royal website, I am really, really not a fan of King Charles. That's not to say I hate Charles, because some people have said, why do you hate Charles so much? I don't hate him. I don't understand him. I do not understand. And I think it's outrageous that they're on that they're anywhere near that website. It's incredible. I've said before, they can be on the website, they could have a dedicated page of their own, but not be there with the working family members. Well, that's all I'm going to say for today. And I love to hear your comments for, against, what you think should happen. Because, especially if you're British or Commonwealth subject, but I mean, of Commonwealth realms, even if you're not, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And that is my opinion. I don't know whether he would ever abdicate. I don't think he would. And as I've said before, it would weaken the actual framework of the monarchy. But apart from them having the website removed, I feel that Buckingham Palace should make a statement and say, if Harry and Meghan are not representing them, say, no, they're not representing us. Something should be said about it. Because there are people out there who are huge Harry and Meghan fans right now, thinking, this is the next king and queen. Seriously. Well, I'm going to push myself. I'm going to try and get on with some fiberglassing today. Got a new project on the windows. I don't know why, I just find it a bit more difficult to get myself going. Do you ever have days like that? Just keep moving. But once I get going, then I feel a lot better. So I'm going to try and push on with that. In the meantime, I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are, and the weather is not too bad wherever you are. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, etc. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and may your God be with you.